What a beautiful day today! Maybe not. Welcome to the farm. Hello everybody and welcome back to Stone Valley for Farm Simulator 19. I'm Craig-a-Boy, hope you're doing well today. So it's a beautiful day today on the farm. 24 minutes past 11 in the morning and it's raining. But the good news is, look at this, the good news. The corn is growing. Now, it's not quite there yet. If we have a look on here, you see 6, 7, and 8, and 23. 23 is oats, but, you know, still not quite ready. They're on the very dark green, so they're not far away. They're just going to creep over soon into the ready to harvest. But I'll tell you what is ready. Field 3, Field 21. So we're going to start with Field 21, I think, because that's grass. Oh, by the way, I've just purchased these beauties. These some nice mowers. This JCB has the power to do it. So let's go and have a go. Let's start cutting some grass. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Craig-a-Boy, it's absolutely chucking it down. You really want to do grass in this weather? Yeah, why not? We're not allowed to harvest, so the game won't allow us to harvest when it's raining. Now, luckily, we don't need to do any of that just yet because the corn's not ready. But if I'm right, we can do some grass cutting and maybe some alfalfa. I think. We're about to find out anyway, because we've got to wait for the rain to go, and if you can see at the top right corner, it's just showing rain, so nothing's going to change just yet. So this is the field. No, what am I saying? That's oats. Just scrub that bit out. Let's just go back over here. It's this one next to it, isn't it? This one just over the back of here is grass. This is it. So we need grass as grass. So what we're going to do, we're just going to cut this. We don't need to bale it. We just need loose grass for the cows. Let's unfold it. That would make sense first, wouldn't it? So we're just going to cut this. We're going to leave it on the ground, and then we'll come back and hoover it up when the rain stops. Now, if we're doing bales, these things do leave a nice swath. But we don't need them. So let's just have a look and double check on here. So we don't need to worry about any form of swaths. As you can see, you can change it. They're like little conveyor belts at the back. We'll bring all the swath into the middle, but we need to lift them up in a minute because we're not swathing on this one. We're not doing any baling. So we can drop them down to the front, drop the front down, let's go. So we're going to get a nice amount of grass on this. Somebody's left a pile of rubbish in my field. It's nice of them. So grass is just going to get hoovered up. It's going to go into the silo. We're going to store that. I was going to say for a rainy day. It is a rainy day. But we need just normal grass. Alfalfa, we need to dry that. So we need to do the same sort of ways we're doing now. But we need to go and ted it to dry it. Now, clearly, that's not going to happen this weather. So we can do the grass. That's good. We might be able to cut the alfalfa. But obviously we can't do much with it, so it's kind of pointless trying to dry it in this kind of weather. I mean, we could give it a go. I don't think it's going to work, if I'm honest. We'll get the hang of these mows in a second. So many buttons to push. So yes, we can get on and cut the grass. You never know, maybe by the end of this episode we might have fully grown oats to our left and corn ready to do as well. But there's no rush really because there's nothing we can do while it's like this. Ooh, and hear that thunder. Yep, this is definitely in for the day. So I'm going to carry on and get this grass done. And then we've got to find someone to pick it up.
should keep it cool, babe. Not lose my swag and play the fool, babe. Just play the game and hold on, maybe. But I'm done with the waiting, done with the waiting. I'm done with playing nice. Now look me in the eyes. Tell me, tell me, tell me what you see inside. Not gonna ask you twice. Not looking for your lies. Tell me, do you wanna go? Do you wanna go?
So the grass fields are all done and dusted. Did you notice me floating tree stump? As you can see, it's just not there. There was a tree there. I decided to cut the tree down, and yeah, I just can't seem to get rid of the floating tree stump for some reason. It's there. So grass is all done and dusted then. We can now fold this back up. Still a beautiful day out just after midday. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop these here. We're going to go pick up the trailer with the big wings on. And we're going to hoover up the grass. We're going to put it in the silo. Let's drop them. Now you might have noticed as well that when I was doing the grass, we did get right to the edge of the road as well. So we did sort of do the little edge bit as well. Why not? It's all grass. It's all going in the silo. It's all ours. So we'll head back to the farm now. We'll grab the little hoover. We'll whiz through it, get all the grass up. We'll put it in the silo. And then we'll go and have a look and see. Is alfalfa going to be any different? So that's a good question. Is alfalfa going to be any different from what the grass looks like? I don't know. I've never done alfalfa. So I'm not sure what to expect here. Now there's the trailers just there. But before we do that, I'm just going to nip into here. Now I think we're going to have to get this out of the way. You know what, actually? Let's just grab one of these. Oh, made a mess of that. I'm just going to go put some diesel as walking across the truck. I'm going to drop this here. I'm just going to put some diesel in this. There we go, filling up nicely. Just we've got a lot of work to do on that alfalfa field, and I'm a bit worried about the we might run out of diesel. All dieseled up. Oh, well, that's quite clever. So £407 that's cost me. So these tanks. Are these tanks not empty then? Oh, that could be a new one. Are these like mobile little filling stations? I thought they were like these tanks here. So you can see with the fertilizer and the blue ones. When you... Oh, there you go. These ones here. As you can see that one up there. When you use them, they go down. You basically buy the tank full, and then it goes down. You know, I thought that was the same with the diesel, but as you can see, it doesn't look like that's gone down, and it charged me £407. Okay, that's a new one. That's a wall. There's a new one there. I really thought that was going to be just like them. You purchased the diesel tank full. Okay. First time using them tanks, apart from the blue fertilizer ones. First time doing some diesel that way. Ooh, that's a bit bad. Let's move over and pick this up. We'll get the grass. This thing is awesome. I love this thing. So it's like your normal loader, but it's just got some wings on the front. It just means we can go nice and fast. Them wings go through anything, as you can see, straight through the telegraph poles. No issues at all. It just lets me pick up the grass a bit of a wide span. This is going to be handy on field 3 with the alfalfa. Now we have got to go through and we've got to ted it as well, which means we can cut it now. It doesn't really matter about it. And obviously grass is grass. Doesn't really matter that this is going to go into the silo wet. We don't need dry grass. We just need the grass. So we can hoover all this up. Yeah, look at this. I do love this mod. So we can get all the grass up, we can put this in the silo, and then we can obviously do this as well on the alfalfa. But like I said, we've got to cut it first, which is okay while it's wet. As soon as the rain stops, we'll be able to go through and ted it. Just a little bit there, don't worry about it. We'll come back for that. Now this, obviously the field here was getting a bit of an issue because it's it registered. That's not my field. You don't own this land. I know. Every time the front lawnmower went through. Go back and get that little bit. Every little bit of grass counts on this one. So normally if you were using a normal forage wagon, you would have to do like some little swaths to try and make it a bit better. But because this one's got the big wingspan, no need. Makes it a lot easier. And you don't have to worry about going through things. So you can just go flat out. It goes at the speed of the tractor. So you're not limited like a normal one. This is the beauty of it. This is what I love. I'm going to worry about going through trees. Now, if you want to take it wide, you can go through straight through the trees. No issues at all. It saves a lot of time. So this is why there was no worry about trying to make it into little swaths to pick up with the loading wagon. Because I knew we got this secret little weapon. And it might have had the capacity changed a little bit from what you might download from the mod hub. And that was purely just for me, because playing fields like this at Stone Valley, the fields are huge. And I just thought it was a little bit easier to be able to run over and pick it all up in one go, rather than keep going back and forth and emptying it. As you can see, I'm not sure what the original one, when you download it, what it holds. I think it's is it 70, 80,000? So it's still a lot. But as you can see at the minute, we're 210,000 litres. Yeah, we would have been back and forth to empty this a few times. And we want to try and get through this. Ooh, just missed a little bit there. It's a good field. Good field size, but are the cows just going to eat this all up in one go? At the end of the day, we pick this up now. The grass is free to grow again. And we'll cut it again, and we'll just keep putting it in the silo until we get enough. But how much is enough? I don't know, and nobody seems to know. In a minute, we'll just see what happens. We'll know a little bit more. That's a bit of a bump, isn't it? We'll know a little bit more. Obviously, when we start getting cows and we start putting food in. Give us a bit of an indication then. But it's just nice to have things stored up just in case. There we go. All the grass in. So let's just go and drop that about here. We'll grab these again. And we'll go and have a look at the alfalfa field. Just over here. And we'll see if we can work out. Is this going to be any different texture to grass? What actually is alfalfa? If I'm honest, I'm not sure. I mean, it looks different. Interesting. Yes, that's interesting. Is it just going to look the same as grass though when we do cut it, do you think? I've got a feeling it probably is. Again, we don't need to swath this because we need to ted it, so we're just going to cut it. And then when the rain stops, we'll be able to come back and do some tedding. And yeah, that's a mighty field. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit through and watch all this. We'll do a little bit. And then I think we'll just jump to the end on this one. Put them all on, that's alright. Let's go and see what's it going to look like. Ooh. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So a slightly lighter colour. I like. So I've got a long way to go. I'm going to crack on with this. I'll see you at the end. So, just a bit of an update for you then. I've left a worker getting on with that field and sorting out the alfalfa because it's got a long way to go. And I've just been doing a few little bits as well. So, the wagon's over here because, as you might see, the bank balance has gone very low because I've decided to add this in. So while I was going through and doing a bit of the alfalfa, I've decided to sort of change things up just a little bit and do a little bit of a different kind of gameplay to what I originally thought. Because as you can see, we're nearly sort of 1:45 and the weather is still rubbish. So what I thought then is we got the grass that you saw earlier and we put it into the silo. So instead, I'm going to turn the grass into hay. Because we can do that for the animals as well. So change things up a little bit. The corn we're going to use for maize silage because we need that, and fresh maize. So the corn's going to do both of them. We've taken the grass, which I was just going to put straight into the cows as grass. But we've taken the grass just to make it a bit easier because that field of alfalfa is huge. And I just don't think, to try and ted it after cutting it's taken long enough just to try and ted it and then turn it sort of to dry it and then pick it up. Picking it up won't be too much of an issue, but the tedding will be. So I thought, you know what, we're going to just change the gameplay just a little bit. So I've put grass in this thing, which I've just gone and bought, which is why the bank balance has gone very low. This is what's called a hay dryer. So if you're not sure what this is, simply you put grass in this section here, and then you put some wood chips in here. Now I did have to go and buy a trailer full of wood chips, again, while the bank balance has gone low, because it doesn't get through much. But because we've now got this, we will look at putting some poplar in, and they are like wood chips. It's like little mini trees that you go and harvest, and it cuts them down into wood chips. We can then store them in a silo, and then we can put them in here. So basically you just put wood chips in, and you put your grass in, and as you can see there, 30,000 litres of hay. It just basically dries them, and you get it out this end here. So that's the sort of better way, I think, at the minute. It's a lot easier to be able to get the grass up because we can get the grass up in this weather, we can put it in the dryer, and then we get hay out. So that's going to be a lot easier because if we just go and have a quick flick through here to find out where the worker is, there. Now as you can see, he's not done too bad. Oh yes, by the way, you're probably thinking, hang on Craigie boy, when you first started this field, that's not the same vehicle. Yeah. Because you have to be careful when you're doing alfalfa, because if you catch a bit of grass, it suddenly changes and turns it into grass and not alfalfa. So we also have to be careful when hoovering up as well. Now this thing, it was getting a bit frustrating to sort of have to pick up, like as you can see with these here now. If we're going to have a quick look, quick zoom in a bit here, you can now control them all at once. And on the other one, it was a little bit different in the sense of I had to keep swapping to adjust the front and then swapping to adjust the back. I know you're saying, well, it's only a few buttons. Yeah, it's a few buttons, but there's a few buttons I kept getting wrong. And I thought, you know what? No, let's just go and sell them, which allowed us to lease this bad boy. And as you can see, all to the right of me has been done. Just to the edge of the field there, all that's been done. But we've just sort of cut the line off here. All that down there is still to do. Oh, it's going to be a long time. So can you see why I thought, you know what? Trying to then tether this to turn it into sort of dry alfalfa to then give the animals was going to be quite a task. So to be able to hoover this up now, dump it into either a fermenter to turn it into alfalfa silage, or to dump it into one of our silage pits back at the yard, that's going to be a lot easier because we can just hoover it up with that big, you know, the big trailer, the big loading wagon with the big wings on it. And as you've seen how fast that can go. So yeah, that's a better one, I think. The worker's not done a bad job at all. I went round and did a bit of a headland with the other one, but you just have to be very careful. Now you see the worker has missed a few little bits here, but if we're just going to have a quick look over here, you'll see what I mean. See, if you just catch the edge of the grass there, you suddenly get a patch of grass. Now you have to be careful when you come around with the big windrower, the big the loader on the trailer. The forage wagon, that's the one. You have to be a bit careful, because if you go and hoover that up as well, just that little bit of grass there could turn all this into grass. So you have to get over a certain amount. I think by the time we get to this point, we should have over that amount. But you have to get over a certain amount of alfalfa in the trailer before you hit that, and then it will turn it into alfalfa. If you don't have enough in it, it will grab that and suddenly turn the trailer load to grass. Now, it's not the end of the world. There's enough of a field here, I think, to get alfalfa, but we don't really want to do that. Even though grass is good to us as well, it's not really the whole point of this, was it? So let's just go and see if we can try and hoover up these little bits here. I don't know why the worker... I did 2 headlands. I don't know why the worker was missing little bits. Yeah, but them other ones were just... It was just making it a bit tricky, as you can see over in that far corner there. Did get a little bit carried away. That was with the first ones. Which made me thought this is easier, because you can pick them all up in one go. So I'm going to finish off, set a worker on doing this other bit of the field, and then I'm going to go round and hoover up. But I think for this episode, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully by the time we come back, as you can just see in the top corner, it's 11 minutes past 2. There is a symbol of sun, which means hopefully in the next 6 hours, we should get rid of this rain and get some sun. So that's definitely going to be into the next day. Hopefully by that point as well, we will get full growth on this, because we are not far away. And then we can go and hire a combine to tackle that. That's going to be interesting to see. We're going to have to grab the big trailer for that one. I'm quite looking forward to that. I'm hoping we're going to get quite a bit, but it's one of them. I just don't know. How much are we going to pick up off this field? I'm guessing quite a bit. But we'll find out hopefully in the next episode. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.